game has 130 hit points. Here has a range of 150 to 165, which allows for some additional calculations and contemplations.
And they're off.
That's
We're gonna get the first 3 chests here.
hype.
That top chest will always be a magic key, so we're gonna see what's in these bottom 2 chests. First chest, a torch. We got some money. And of course we've got the key. Low strength of 5 to start and no spell, so offensively it's gonna be a bit of a struggle. Unless they can manage to find a town early and buy something.
Sparko were noting in chat that everybody can buy a hand axe, but that would imply that there is a town nearby, which it looks like there is, as we see on BT's side, and it is Rimmildar. So maybe holding off on the weapons and perhaps getting the magic key, which you can certainly purchase those at Rimmildar, and that can open up a lot of other opportunities. Thilotilo, meanwhile, looking to fight some enemies along the way, and Card also getting into Rimmildar. And is opting to go right to the weapon shop.
Thou shalt not pass, says the Red Guard to NESCard.
All 4 of our runners in, and we've got a broadsword, clothes, half plate, full plate, and large shield.
So yeah, they did get keys, so they're gonna have to hope that either this Rimmildar chest or one of the chests back at Tantagel has some more gold to buy up some weapons and armor. Starting out with up to 750 gold is nice, but not so much when all it can get you this early is some clothes.
Certainly, and Jay Coper just joining us. No treasury check as of yet, as all of our runners have just found Rimmildar. So they will, I would imagine, make their way back to the Tangential Castle to look into the 4 treasure chests for the treasury to see what is in there.
Yeah, they were kind of forced to Rimmildar as well. Not much in the way of exploration. As BeeTeas finds the silver harp and some more gold. Couple of chests of gold. They'll be able to farm. They can farm those if they want and get some good gear to start.
Most certainly can, and that'll also set up a potential gold grind glitch later in the game, and as that comes up, we'll talk a little bit more about that. BT's rounding out the key purchase and is going to head down to the basement of Tangential Castle, and we'll see where that leads. Perhaps another
Swamp
cave.
South.
Runner's not yet with the outside spell. If they're going to want to make their way to the other end of it, well, they're going to have to burst their way through, should they so choose.
And yeah, BT's wasting absolutely no time buying a broadsword, gaining 20 attack power, going to be a great improvement over the 5 base. Should be enough to handle this magician. Yeah, and he handles it, and he'll be level 2 right now. Going to see the stats. Stats of 4, 4, 0, 4, and a spell of something that he's not checking at the moment. Of hurt.
I guess he figures at this point, yeah, okay, with hurt. There we go. Twisty Eye in chat loving the 0 HP gain for level 2. He's able to take out the Magician and get just enough for level 3.
And there's, wow, 12 power, 15 agility, 7 health. Yeah, they'll take that level.
To answer the question in chat from DW Edit, in the Rimmildar shop, there was the broadsword, clothes, half plate, full plate, and large shield.
And NESCard took a wipe to a poltergeist and got some more gold. He'll probably be buying half plate, as BeeTeas is already level 4, gaining 12 more health. Not much else on the other stats. Meanwhile, over on JJSchmidt's side, he's been farming. You gotta believe that's gonna be a broadsword and a full plate. Full plate providing 24 defense, the best that money can buy you. So that'll really help out in staving off attack.
Grinding up to about 5,300, that looks to be, or 5,800, I should say. It should be enough for the full plate armor for 3,000, the broadsword for 1,500, and the large shield for 800. So 5,300, having enough with some despair here. Oh, here comes level 2 for card. Level 3 for Thilotilo.
And yeah, Eternal Newbie pointing out they're going to be good on equipment for a while. Although their equipment is not going to be good enough against the Droll Magi unleashing the Wombo combo on BeeTeas.
BeeTeas slept and wrecked by the Droll Magi with the combination of sleep and that Dragon Lord 2 breath that does anywhere between 64 and 72 hit points of damage.
But BeeTeas gets right back out in the world and gets to level 5, picking up another 10 power, 7 health, and 3 magic.
Certainly. So some interesting strategies along the way. We did mention earlier about the Silver Harp. That is one of a few items needed to get to get access to Charlotte Castle, as JJ Schmidt jumping from level 1 to level 3 right away with that heal more. Now level 4 for card.
And Rogue Scorpion burning Thilotilo down with baby breath. Gonna send him back to start.
Just that quickly, level 4 for both Card and JJ Schmidt. Card.
And right now, everybody's just farming up some early levels. We have level 5 for both players on the bottom. Looks like level 5 for NESCard as well, and level 4 for JJ's. He took a little bit later to get out after doing his grind, but he's now level 5. Oh, it's going to be level 6 for BeeTeas. 2, 4, 5, 8, and a spell of something.
Ooh, well, Demon Knights with Hurt.
Yeah, that's something you actually like to see. Demon Knight's normally one of the stronger enemies, as we find out the spells for level 6 were Outside and Repel. And BeeTeas actually managing to get away from a red dragon.
Now with the spell of Outside, you have to wonder who's going to be the first to head back to the Tangential Basement to utilize that in Swamp South. As something that you may not have known growing up is if you enter the south end of the Swamp Cave and cast the spell of Outside, it automatically takes you outside of the north exit.
And yeah, up to NG pointing out with this early equipment, they have so much defense power that they're doing something called defense breaking to all these early enemies, meaning that once your defense gets higher than an enemy's attack, the damage formula changes, and the enemy will do anywhere between 0 and I think it's +4 strength divided by 6. But either
correct.
way, it's a whole lot less damage.
Certainly. So, for example, the Warlock up on Car's side, as you note here. So the Warlock with, I'm doing my math here, 28 strength. The fact that Card's defense is higher than that, that means that the most it'll be able to hit for is 5 hit points. Interestingly enough, JJ opting to hold off on the outside spell is traveling through the swamp cave on foot, and that's because only 4 MP and outside costs 6. That's why.
And he manages to get out here, finds a cave immediately, and finds the Rainbow Drop Cave right outside of Sharlock. Convenience.
Rainbow Drop Cave, also known as the Jerk Cave, because if you go to talk to him to try to trade everything in for the Rainbow Drop and you don't have everything, most notably, if you don't have Erdrick's token, he will literally kick you out. Ooh,
and yeah, these deserts are proving brutal at the moment. Thilotilo running from blue dragons and armored knights, while BeeTeas is just getting destroyed by red dragons.
Ooh, and a wyvern taking out Thilotilo. And JJSchmidt is walking a tightrope and then some, but not able to avoid the ambush by the rogue scorpion, and his travel is going to be heading back. A lot of our runners kind of opting for exploration for the most part, as the levels have started to slow down at least a little bit.
Yeah, but it's being tough with this big jump in enemy strength.
Things like blue dragons, with the Dragon Lord 2 breath hitting for a max of 72 on BT's end.
Yuck. Blue dragons are one of the strongest enemies in the game, and you don't want to see them with that kind of power, as NESCard gets to level 7, 5154, and learns, I believe that was Repel.
Looks like that one was Return, as Repel was learned at level 6.
Okay, my bad, as Thilotilo learns of the Jerk and heads north to find Sharlock.
Large shield purchase on Card's side.
Meanwhile, JJ's found a cave. And it looks to be Mountain Cave. Although his exploration gets cut short as BT's, as we have coal. I don't know what the search spot was. We'll find out in BT's. Nothing.
Kiss. Nothing.
And BT's has found Hawksness. And another cave. And this is Tablet Cave. No enemies, just walk to the end and collect the chest.
Outside, that'll make things a little bit easier as well to get out of there, and we've got some big bucks down there in the Tablet Cave. A lot of our runners doing some exploration, Card opting to continue to grind on that zone just outside of Tanagel Castle and work on some warlocks, and ooh, BeeTeas getting wrecked by an armored knight.
Tilo opting to run from the Demon Knight.
NG and ETAP noting that Card's strategy of going for an early grind has given him a pretty notable experience lead, although BT is not too far behind, only about 200 behind. But granted, they're also not racing against each other, as Thilotilo finding the Staff of Rain Cave and opting to head out of it, perhaps forgetting that he has the Silver Harp. And perhaps just remembered now. Oh, or not. Oh, tried to run away from the Red Dragon and not able to. So that perhaps a potential mental miscue. There was a trade away that I had missed. I don't think that Thilotilo had traded in the Silver Heart for the Staff of Rain.
Oof, as NESCard finds the next level. Not much on the stats, but okay, he's got heal. So we might see some exploration coming out now, as that'll allow him to keep his health up.
BT is able to get away from a Red Dragon, but not so much from the Rogue Scorpion. And just a few steps away from the town, back goes BT's. Back in and raid the treasury and get another 1,200 gold or so.
Yeah, it seems like BT's has been on the closed for a while, so he might be finally deciding to go up in armor. And NESCard has found a Droll Magi that decides to actually hold off on the breath for a little bit. But there it is.
Yeah, that's about what you expect once that gets hit. Knowledge that it also has sleep. At least I don't believe so. Regardless, may want to stay away from that.
Yeah, I think NESCard is about to find out the news that all around Tanagel is a big old no-fun zone.
There's BT's back in coal and is going to pick up a half-plate armor. Defensive boost of an additional 14 over what was previously there. Working on a Wyvern using the Hurt spell. able to take it out. So that's a nice 64 experience bonus. And thought about a Magiwyvern, but then thought better of it.
Yeah, you don't have the Hurt More spell to reliably take them out in one hit. And it seems like the scripts have flipped. We've got NESCard done with his grinding for the time being, doing his exploring, while the other three, well, BeeTeas is still trying to find some stuff, but you can see on the right side of your screen, they have decided we need more levels.
Was in a cave. I believe that is the mountain cave. And the first chest was empty. Means that it was either an herb or a magic key, depending on the inventory. Once you max out your statistics, or your quantity or inventory, I should say, of 6 for either the herb or the magic key or both, then any chest that you search that has one of those, it ends up noting as empty, and empty also is the hit points for Card, and he's going to head on back.
Yeah, Rogue Scorpions with Heal More. That's the last time he's going to try fighting one of those without Hurt More. BeeTeas going to pick up his Staff of Rain.
Is the first to do so. Ooh, and there's the red dragon on BT's side. And the blue dragon on JJ's side, giving the Dragon Lord breath. Card looking at the inventory and already has as much as can be afforded at the moment. And
yeah, and he learns the bad news that one of either the token or the fairy flute is in a chest.
Yes, there are 3 generally searchable items. The Erdrick's token, one of the items needed to access the rainbow drop to get to the final castle. Also, the fairy flute, which is used to put an enemy known as the golems to sleep. And that's, as far as I know, the best way to guarantee putting them to sleep. And then, of course, there is Erdrick's armor, the best armor in the game. Those 3 searchable spots, one of them is in Cole, one of them is in the town of Hawk's Nest that's guarded by an enemy, and one is in the overworld somewhere, but you have to acquire the coordinates from the town of Cantlin to be able to find it, if there are coordinates. And if that is the case, there's a pretty good likelihood, but it is not yet a guarantee.
Meanwhile, NESCard giving this Demon Knight a go. With the hurt spam coming out of the Demon Knight, he has a good chance of getting this kill for 90 experience, although the heal comes out, and NESCard's had enough.
I'd say as I blame him.
Not quite enough strength yet to take down that Demon Knight. Meanwhile, Thilotilo has went up to level 8. And now he has the spell of heal. And right behind him, JJSchmidt. NESCardinality gonna give the Mountain Cave another go and is trying to take out a Wraith Knight, although the Wraith Knight's hitting hard.
One of the kind of mid to upper level enemies in the game.
And fails with the hurt spell that would have likely have been fatal and gets kicked back to Tantagel.
BeeTeas struggling to get away from the Armored Knight, who says that, all right, if you want to get away, you can do so. Right on back to Tantagel Castle at the cost of half of your gold.
Yeah, Wraith Knights have a 3 in 16 chance to not take a hurt, as Wraiths unleashing the Dragon Lord breath on JJSchmidt go back to Tantagel.
Laram's asking, why can everything in this game breathe fire? Everything can, but it's a randomized nature, so some do, some don't. It really depends.
Yeah, I think Laram is echoing the thoughts of our players at the moment.
Hard now picking up the Staff of Rain. So now all that's needed are the Stones of Sunlight and Erdrick's Token, and those will be all the items needed to acquire the Rainbow Drop to get to Charlotte Castle, home of the Dragon Lord. Hard finding Hawk's Nest and beating a hasty retreat. Thilotilo with the quick glance at the statistics and trying to see what all to do here is now Tablet Cave going to pick up some money. And we've got so that was the magic key in the Mountain Cave, as BeeTeas is opting to navigate that in the dark.
Okay, we're going to see what's on the second floor here. 4 chests here.
The torch. We have another magic key. Good, it's going to use that torch so we can see what all's going on. Looks like the return spell. It'll take you right back to Tantagel Castle, not at the cost of half of your gold. One more chest that BeeTeas is going to try to get on over to.
Meanwhile, Stonemen have sleep.
Ooh. And that looks like it was a dragon scale. So our runners, once they equip that, that will give an additional 2 defense points to their total. Know that while it has been fully searched out, that the Mountain Cave is not required to complete this seed. Ranfield asking in chat, is this an elimination round, or we're still in the Swiss round stages? This is the 4th Swiss round of 5. This is actually the first 2 matches of that 4th Swiss round. But what is on the line here for both of our runners? NESCardinality against JJ Schmidt at the top part of the screen. They are both 3-0. The winner will... Well, both of them are advancing into the bracket stage. However, the winner will automatically qualify for a first-round bye. Whereas BeeTeas and Thilotilo, both of them are 2-1 thus far. Since it takes 3 wins to get into the tournament, the winner this evening will qualify for the bracket stage. And JJ, ooh, up to level 9.
Ooh, look at those spells. But the blue dragon says, hey, nice spells you got. Have some Dragon Lord breath. But yeah, 24 magic and both more. He got both heal more and hurt more on that level, so if he can find some targets, he is going to get ahead here in a hurry.
Jay Schmidt enjoying, the crowd already giving various adages of more in there. The one that I first thought of is the song "More, More, More." How do you like it? How do you like it? But "Give Me More, More" works as well.
But yeah, I'm wondering where he was at that he was able to find a zone with metal slimes in it, because that's what got him that level. Metal slimes providing the maximum 255 experience, but being incredibly hard to kill despite only having 3 health. They have maximum agility, which means very high defensive power, and they love to run away.
Card back into the treasury. For I believe that is 7 of the 10 spells learned by our, well, at least by JJ Schmidt.
And yeah, there you go. Putting that hurt more to work on that Armored Knight. 2 of those take it out for over 170 experience. And then 1 to this Werewolf is for 95 experience. And just like that, he's closing in on the next level.
We're at number 1500 experience to get to level 10. And here is level 9 for Thilotilo.
Oh, and there's actually metal slimes on the top floor of Mountain Cave. And JJ Schmidt about to show us what we do with rogue scorpions with heal more. We just torch them in 1 hit.
Nothing else, even though the items that are being acquired are a bit on the pedestrian side. A nice bit of leveling here is now JJ Schmidt going to level 10.
Oh yeah, we'll take that level. 15 strength, 5 agility, 16 health, 8 magic, I believe.
Another metal slime.
He's already managed to put 2 into it. With the metal slime defense breaking, you have a 50-50 chance each swing of dealing 1 damage. And he won that coin flip all 3 times and gets 255 more experience.
Yeah, with those statistic gains, the chat is requesting a little bit of a look in terms of where the statistics are at the moment. And as you can see, the orange colors that are on there, that means that they're starting to think about maybe considering going to the Dragon Lord, but you generally want everything to be orange or a few green in there, which pretty much means that it's go time on that particular statistic.
Meanwhile, NESCard's found himself another Wyvern, taking it out, and is going to get very close to that all-important level 9, which we haven't been paying attention, but Thilotilo's got it.
Thilotilo picking up level 9 about almost 2.5 minutes ago.
And there's level 9 for NESCard, the all-important level 9. And someone just brought up in chat, 3 of our runners have the spell of Hurtmore now. We know where Hawksness is. And there's quite a few enemies our runners could take out there, and that opens up another search spot, which is potential armor or potential token.
And that might be something for our runners to consider once they death warp back to the castle. Not necessarily by choice in some cases.
Yeah, NESCard getting the police escort back to Tantagel.
Yes, it's a good time to mention that the Red Dragons are known as the Fun Police because being, apart from the Dragon Lord itself, the toughest enemy in the game in terms of strength and agility and pretty high amount of hit points as well. When they show up, the fun tends to stop.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed from all the deaths they've taken.
Just joining us, this is 2 separate one-on-one matches, the beginning of the 4th round of 5 Swiss round tournaments. It's NESCardinality and JJSchmidt77. They are both 3-0 in the first 3 rounds. One of them will move on with a victory to advance and get a bye in the bracket stage. The others, BeeTeas and Thilotilo, they're both 2-1. The winner will automatically qualify for the bracket stage coming up in roughly a month from now. Alongside Smashy, I'm Ferran Burgundy. We're bringing the action to you tonight. Also want to provide some thanks to streamer as well as our 2 trackers here, because it is a lot to keep track of as far as the quad setup that is here. So I want to thank CyberDark86 as well as Melee Wizard and Ouija Wee doing the restreaming here.
And while that was going on, JJ Schmidt has decided that, but thou must rescue the princess. I don't even think we've seen Cantlin yet. He just wants to carry around the princess for a bit. Also, yeah, chat noting that Armored Knights, evidently all along, they also had the Dragon Lord breath. And only JJ Schmidt has the health to take a hit from the Dragon Lord breath if it low rolls. Everyone else, if something does Dragon Lord breath to them, they're dead.
JJ Schmidt getting to level 11 and is now about to drop the princess off, and in doing so will acquire an item in his inventory that is known as Gwaelin's Love. Now what that means is she will let you know when you use that item how many experience points it is to the next level, as well as when you're on the overworld, how many paces in the 2 cardinal directions you are from the castle, and that is essential should the overworld item need to be searched and upended.
Yeah, especially if it winds up in a very trolly spot as NESCard giving Hawksness a go, finding a couple of wyverns to take out with Hurt More. About to reach the spike tile, we'll see what's guarding this space. It is the Stone Man, which we know has the spell of sleep, although I don't know if NESCard knows it. Until now. Thou art slept. Thou art wrecked.
Oh no, missing, not able to awake on 3 different turns, and the Stone Man taking card out.
I don't think we have the spells of sleep or stop spell either. No, we don't, so that is going to be a roadblock for a little while yet. Although JJSchmidt does have sleep, it must have been gained on level 10 or 11, as that's in his list and nobody else's.
I believe sleep was acquired at level 11. I just hadn't had the opportunity to see the spell list as they were navigating it so very quickly. Thilotilo now in the town of Garenham. Quickly accessible item shop, which is going to take a look at first, and then we're going to see what is in the weapons shop.
NESCard hits 10 and gets that nice level.
To pass. An armor
and now
shop.
Behind this locked door, we are going to see 3 treasure chests. And we've actually found the token. The token required to beat the game. It can be found in a chest or a search spot, and today it's going to be in a chest, as underneath Garenham is usually was the Stones of Sunlight Cave. Today it is likely an herb, as it comes up empty.
What was the first item in Gare? I saw there was money in the token, but what was the first item that was there?
Wings.
Had a little bit of a wings. Okay, so that means that had to have definitely been an herb, as a magic key was used to get in, so the inventory was less than 6. Money and Erdrick's token, and then the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave with an herb.
So yeah, speaking of, we're still on the lookout for those Stones of Sunlight. Also, BeeTeas finding out that we can add the wolf to the list of enemies that know Dragonlord breath. As Thilotilo has found a nice little place here. 2 towns really close to each other and a cave, and one of them is Cantlin.
And
Thilotilo wastes no time going for these coordinates. This old man will, if there is an item on the overworld, he will tell you exactly where it is. And you go there, you search, and you will find an item, and whoa. The coordinates are so big, they broke the text.
33 north and 107 to the east. Oh, wow, and BT's taking out the Stone Man in Hawksness, and there was nothing in the search spot. So that means we now know that the Fairy Flute is in a treasure chest somewhere, and that Erdrick's armor is in that long walk, 43 north and 107 east. Thilotilo doing some browsing in the locked shop and picking up some magic keys. And JJSchmidt going to take out the Stone Man and find nothing in Hawk's Nest as well. JJSchmidt has already grabbed the princess, so that is an advantage once the coordinates are obtained. Card already up to level 11, as is JJSchmidt. Tilo at level 10. Thilotilo in Garen's grave. Got the fairy flute, that is confirmed. Also, some big bucks and an empty chest. Either an herb or a magic key. A card now in Ham and picks up the token.
Meanwhile, Thilotilo, approaching the first of the 2 keylock chests in Garen's grave, takes it and finds the Stones of Sunlight. So he now has all 3 items. As soon as he turns in his silver harp, he has all 3 items to make the rainbow drop. However, he's still going to need to find that armor in order to have a chance against the Dragon Lord.
Also of note, Thilotilo earlier had found the Staff of Rain cave, but had just entered and exited again, and as far as I know, had not yet traded in the silver heart for the Staff of Rain. I'll have to double check to confirm next time Thilotilo opens up his item inventory.
Yeah, that harp is sitting in there in his inventory. And he just has to remember where... He just has to run to the Staff of Rain cave again, and hopefully he'll remember to turn it in this time. And yes, Eternal Newbie making a good point. With all the... We have accounted for all of the chests except for Sharlock. So that is where we will find our sword. And people already getting in their pyramid guessing game locations. Calm down a little bit, people. We still have a ways to go.
Up to NG going in the 300 block. Eternal Newbie going into 250. Royal going into vanilla. Be spending a minute here writing down everybody's guesses, apparently. Work over with her 250 guess.
NESCard getting the news. 43 to the north, 107 to the east. Literally breaking the script. Not being able to print the whole world blah.
Toaster guessing $1. No, this is not the Price is Right we're going with here.
JJ Schmidt locating a silver shield in Garenham, the best shield in the game, providing 20 defense, which is 10 more than the large shield.
Like the popular guess is the top chest of the pyramid. I call it the $300 location. For those unfamiliar with the old X $1,000 pyramid game show hosted previously by Dick Clark and currently by Michael Strahan, it's the winner's circle, the bonus round that is utilized. Where all right. You can look it up from there. We don't need to get into all that. Is Card now acquiring the Stones of Sunlight?
Meanwhile, in the bomb race, one player learns that they're probably going to need the princess. The other has just rescued the princess.
Trying to get away from this red dragon and having a heck of a time doing so. And Cool Blue Reason 78 noting that I'm confirming that if nothing else, I have an old soul. In the illustrious quote from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, I'm 37, I'm not old.
And I believe with JJ Schmidt finding Caitlin, all 4 players know the coordinates now.
Two of them have acquired the princess already.
So yeah, I think he's
Garen's grave is confirmed to be the herb on BT's side.
If Cantlin's on the other side of Swamp Cave, I wonder if he just immediately pops the GPS here. Or heads into Garen's grave.
We're going to take that fairy flute. Up to NG. Card is going back into Garen's grave. I think he started to go to the bottom first and then had, believe, kind of stopped short by Red Dragon, and now it looks like an intentional death, perhaps to set up a gold grind.
Yeah, that looks to be able to play. He's making a beeline for the treasury, and he's going to take this chest. Doesn't have it yet, as that chest disappears. He's just going to kick that fairy water out of his inventory. That chest disappears. That one doesn't. Commence money printing.
And to explain how that works here, for those who may not be aware, it's a bit of a glitch with the game, as Thilotilo now getting that Staff of Rain. So chests respawn every time you go to the overworld map, but due to the programming limitations at the time the game was made, the game only tracks up to 8 treasure chests as opened. Every chest opened beyond that 8th chest can be taken over and over again. So what had occurred here was Card had gone into Garen's grave, taken the 3 chests in the upper part there, died to go right back to the castle without visiting the overworld, and the 3 treasure chests that are in the throne room, they count as 3 always opens, so that we don't raid the throne room over and over again. So then going into the treasury here, Card took 2 of the treasure chests in the treasury for 7 and 8, and then the 9th chest, which is this gold chest here, he is able to take over and over again to continually get between 500 and 750 gold per take, and just that quickly is up to over 25,000 gold.
Yeah, looking like Flame Sword and Silver Shield money.
Wow, 22 power here at level 13 for JJ. We are restreamer noting that the chest glitch is in the normal game and is used in the no manipulation speed run. The gold is a lot less plentiful in the vanilla version of the game. As usually it's only, I think, double-digit gold, maybe in, what, the teens, I want to say?
Meanwhile, there is evidently a big strength gain on level 13, as JJ Schmidt has gotten there, and is about to pick up the Stones of Sunlight. And there you go, Silver Shield for NESCard. And he's heading over to Cantlin, where I expect a Flame Sword will be picked up, bumping him up another 8 attack power. Meanwhile, Thilotilo checking out the coordinates. 44,107. He just has to take 1 step down, search. He has Erdrick's armor.
Is the first to acquire it here, just 57 minutes into this seed. Again, this is 2 separate one-on-one matches. This is not a 4-way race, so it is NESCardinality against JJ Schmidt and Thilotilo against BeeTeas, as now level 11 for Thilotilo. Level 12 for BeeTeas with a big 25 MP gain.
Yeah, and for those that don't know what the Erdrick's armor does, as Thilotilo is showing right now, it's immunity to swamp and glass tiles, but also it regenerates 1 health for every step. You become completely immune to stop spell. You resist hurt and fire breath damage by 1/3, and you gain 28 defense power, which is 4 more than the best money can buy.
Wait, there's more. As if all that wasn't enough, it also negates the stop spell. So anytime an enemy casts... Oh, you did say that? There's so many things that it's like I'm trying to keep track here. It might have been one of the first things that you mentioned, so I'd forgotten that quickly. I know there are, I think, 5 different things that it does, but they're all very fantastic. That is the key point of it here. Reiteration point is Erdrick's armor is really, really, really good. Ouija noting that you can sell it for 1 gold, which I'll let somebody else make the GameStop joke.
Unless it's Chaos Mode.
True. Chaos Mode, well, that's a whole different story. This Chaos Mode is a feature of Dragon Warrior Randomizer that There are a few more added twists to everything else that goes on here, including, well, let's see. The enemy statistics are all randomized. So the enemy's strength, their agility, their hit points, the experience and gold that they give are all randomized. Also, the weapon and armor and shield prices are randomized, including Erdrick's sword and Erdrick's shields, or Erdrick's armor, I should say. There is no Erdrick shield. But you can see something, and we have seen it in the Chaos tournament from earlier this year, where there were silver shields that you were able to buy for just 1 gold, for example, as NESCard takes out a metal slime. The dragon scale down deep in the mountain cave for Thilotilo, which opts to pass up, having already purchased it. So some of the items that have yet to be found here in this seed, there's actually quite a bit that is in the treasury down in Charlotte Castle, as not only Erdrick's sword, the best sword in the game, but also the Fighter's Ring, which will add 2 attack power to our players' totals, and also the Death Necklace. I don't believe we've seen as of yet, as Card now getting the Rainbow Drop.
Yeah, you've got to wonder when he's going to possibly make a dive into Sharlock. Going to take a rest at this inn. We'll see if he goes there right now. Maybe dive for that sword. Although, wait, he doesn't have the armor, so that'd be a little tricky. The top floor of Sharlock has a bunch of glass tiles that deal 15 damage per step. And that is not fun to walk through without Erdrick's armor.
You use it's one of those where you could not have Erdrick's armor and still try to make that run, but it's generally not a good idea, as you would have to more than likely grind into the upper 20-something levels to have enough magic points to endure it. Will Wagner Music asking in chat, at 107 East, was it possible for the item working backwards from the coast, or was it through the swamp cave? Which continent it was on, whether it was in the first continent or whether they had to travel through, but generally, because it's hard to tell. I guess if it were maybe even a little bit further east, you can kind of count from where the edge of the map is, but it's generally more of a roll of the dice than you'd want to do in terms of counting backwards from it. It's possible, but not likely. And Krista Borg asking, Erdrick's armor cannot be found in Sharlock. That is correct, as the only 3 places it can be is either in the overworld search spot, as in this case here, in the guarded spot by Hawksness, the guarded enemy spot there, as well as in the town of Cole, 4 steps south of the baths. Erdrick's sword, however, can be in any of the 30 treasure chests in the game. T is now getting the...
And NESCard... Oh, no, why'd you run away from the slime, NESCard? That was your level 13! NESCard is actually 1 experience away from level 13, as BeeTeas is actually the first in Sharlock. And as you can see, all those barrier tiles, each time you walk on one of those, you lose 15 health. And with the Erdrick's armor, that's negated, but without... Have fun.
Well, I don't know how much fun they're necessarily having, as BeeTeas now double hurt morting an armored knight, which is known in the community as the AK-47 because it hits as hard as one.
And occasionally they heal as well, evidently. Although that's easily overpowered by more castings of Hurt More. As we see the stats for NESCard, 83 strength, 78 agility, so almost there on the strength actually. Once he picks up Erdrick's sword, that'll be 123 in the attack power, but the health is not there at the moment, so more grinding is going to be necessary.
JJSchmidt now in Breckenary. That is most noted for having the cheapest inn at only 6 gold. Where's the fighter's ring? It is inside one of the 7 treasure chests in Charlotte Castle. We're now acquiring the princess and returning Gwaelin to the castle. JJSchmidt using Gwaelin's love and still has a little ways to go.
Yeah, I think it's over there in that desert. He just has to travel a bit more north, a bit more east, and he will have it. As long as this blue dragon lets him. Oh, he's got to be breathing a sigh of relief as he takes one step over. And he too has the armor. Surprisingly enough, the armor looks as if it was on the first continent.
Thilotilo perhaps looking for a potential grind enemy and realizing that the Stone Man not necessarily it. I guess in the midst of all of the hullabaloo along the way, I don't even know what was in the Swamp Cave Guardian. No Radiant here. It looks like JJSchmidt might help satisfy my curiosity.
While JJSchmidt's satisfying your curiosity, BeeTeas is going to try again to satisfy his curiosity on this Charlock treasury. But this is a rather unkind first floor with both the Armored Knight and the Red Dragon up here. And JJSchmidt getting the level, getting 9 strength, 3/4 spell of, I believe, Stop Spell.
Is correct. Only spell that they have not acquired by level 14 is the Radiant spell, which will illuminate a 3-block radius in every direction around them. Looks like the Swamp Mini-Boss is in fact the Armored Knight. It's NG noting that JJSchmidt's grinding spot looking a little bit better here. Thilotilo acquiring the Rainbow Drop. Less than 6 minutes after BeeTeas getting it.
Meanwhile, all this has been going on. BeeTeas just now got to the stairs, but gets taken out by the Armored Knight.
Ooh, so this is going to be a tricky travel through the... And of course, as I say that, Thilotilo just 2 steps away from the first set of stairs, getting the first encounter and running away from a red dragon.
Yeah, but here's another Armored Knight for him to deal with. And it looks like our top race has went into full-on grind mode. And gonna see what NESCard's experience is. Looks like about a 800 experience lead for JJ, but he still needs to make the travel over to the Rainbow Drop, while NESCard can just focus on these Armored Knights.
It looks like we've got quad Armored Knight fights going on at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like top race is in grind mode while bottom race is in dive mode. Although BeeTeas does have a rather notable experience lead over Thilotilo. And it looks like NESCard's taking his level 14. He might also be going for the dive now. Meanwhile, Thilotilo finally finds something that isn't a top-end enemy, this werewolf, which is having trouble dealing damage to Thilotilo as it is being defense broken.
6 defense, just the number needed. When your attack is... Or, I'm sorry, when your defense is the same as or more than the enemy's strength, that is where that new calculation comes in. And in the case of a werewolf, the most damage that it can do is 15 hit points, but it can also do as little as 0.
Meanwhile, Thilotilo cannot get away from the stone man that he found immediately on the 3rd floor of Sherlock, and he goes back to town. Bit unlucky there. Stone men have very low agility, usually very easy to run from, but not this time.
Card, it looks like stocking up for the journey into Sherlock Castle. See the strength for our runners all up there, as well as the agility. And the magic points look to be pretty good, as well as the defense. The hit points are rather low.
Yeah, it looks like health is going to be the stat that gatekeeps us this seed. Usually you'd want about 97 health as a baseline. That will let you take 2 Dragonlord breaths and survive no matter what. The more health you have, the more likely you are to be able to score more attacks before having to heal more. And you start seeing that, I'd say about upper 120s into 130s is when that becomes reliable.
Up to NG noting in chat with 90 defense points. Surprised that Card or JJ aren't fighting their way down for the final level. Pretty much making their way through Sherlock and looking to get to that next level. But I think with the damage that the Armored Knights have been doing, as well as the Red Dragons, it has not been an easy battle. But we're about to find out here what level 15 brings to the table.
3164 is still not enough health.
Radiant. 81 hit points is a little dicey, and all the rest of the statistics, well, once the Erdrick's sword is acquired on JJ's side, that'll add another 20 attack power, so that'll put him to 135. So the statistics do not look so bad. Jacob, we're with a notable point in chat that all 4 of our runners have names that are providing a benefit of strength and hit points, as the first 4 characters of your name produces an algorithm that determines which 2 of the 4 statistics you get a bonus on. Most of our runners like to go with the build that benefits your strength and hit points. There are a notable number, though, who go with strength and agility as the 2 bonuses, and then the other 2 possibilities are hit points and magic points as the bonuses, as well as agility and magic points, but those are seldom, if ever, utilized. The fact that with a hit point bonus that they have 91 hit points at level 15, you can only imagine how much more challenging it would be if they had a strength agility build here in this seed.
I was just doing some quick math. JJ Schmidt, at level 15, as soon as they dive, if they get both the Fighter's Ring and Erdrick's Sword, they'd have 137 attack power, giving them a range of 9 to 18. And with their current MP, they'd have 13 heal mores, so 13 times 13. Be 169 damage, so they just need the health to guarantee that they can survive the attacks of the Dragon Lord, and this should be a pretty free fight.
That range of 9 to 18 referencing the potential hit point damage that can be done on the second form of the Dragon Lord. And that's roughly an average in this case. As BeeTeas taking a death, and here comes level 15 for NESCardinality.
Yeah, he's going to get the bad news that it isn't quite enough. And yeah, up to NG knowing that with their defensive power, they're actually defense breaking quite a few potential Sharlock enemies. Unfortunately, those have not really been what's been in Sharlock at the moment. The start of it has been mostly Armored Knights and Red Dragons. Armored Knights having the Dragon Lord breath, and Red Dragons just hitting like a truck.
Sharlock Castle is home to 10 potential enemies, from the Red Dragons and Golems, the strongest 2 enemies, all the way through to the Armored Knights, the Stone Man, the Blue Dragon, the Axe Knight, Green Dragon, Star Wyvern, Werewolf, and Wizard. And among those 10 enemies, looking at JJ Schmidt and Card, they are able to damage break being the Green Dragon, Star Wyvern, Werewolf, and Wizard. Teen for Thilotilo.
Yeah, also notable, they're defense breaking the first form of the Dragon Lord, which will help them in trying to get to the second form with optimal health. It's not often that the Dragon Lord swings physically because it has a 25% chance of casting Stop Spell, followed by a 75% chance of Hurt More, and then if both of those fail, it just attacks. But if it gets a Stop Spell or a Physical, that gives them a chance to use herbs to recover health before going into Dragon Lord 2, which can help get extra attacks in.
AJ making his way through the swamp cave.
Yeah, he would have had level 16 on the next kill, but not enough MP. Might get on the way over here, though, if he can take out a couple of Demon Knights.
Target number to get to level 16 is 9,750 in terms of experience. Start heading back into the swamp cave to work on some armored knights. The Hangry Canuck asking, will the Dragon Lord 1 stop spell ever work on you? And the question, yeah, the answer to that is if you have Erdrick's armor, the answer is no, as stop spell is completely negated. And here comes level 16 for JJ Schmidt. 5 power, 5 speed, 5 hit points, and 1 magic point.
Decisions. 96 health, you only really fear the max roll Dragon Lord Breath coming out of a heal more. Do you think you dive here right now, just go for game?
Ooh, well, closing in on an hour and a half in. Now here at the hour and 22 minute mark, the Rainbow Drop acquired by JJ Schmidt. I think if you're JJ, you're probably going to, just because you know the caliber of player that you're going against. I mean, all 4 of these players are very high caliber competitors. I mean, this is a very deep field in this tournament that goes, I mean, just over 40 deep. And I think that causes you as a runner to take a few more calculated risks than you otherwise would outside of a tournament scenario. Being said, make sure to give our 4 runners a follow. NESCardinality, JJSchmidt77, BeeTeas, and Thilotilo.
And yeah, here comes the dive from JJ. Already getting to the second floor. Up 2NG, the first zone has been so nasty, I don't think anybody has made it past this little diamond area. I think only Thilotilo got there and was immediately wrecked by a stone man. Although this wizard doesn't stand much of a chance. So yeah, it seems like he's going to take fights of convenience, and he's just going to run from these red dragons and armor knights.
Comes level 15 for Thilotilo. Looks like While JJ Schmidt is diving, Card is trying to find an enemy that'll give at least 18 experience to get him up to level 16. Scorpion, meanwhile, a stone man almost making JJ Schmidt slept and wrecked.
But not quite. He manages to get away.
It's the operative word being almost, and is able to continue.
Yeah, JJ Schmidt happy that no horseshoes or hand grenades were involved.
Certainly, and
And
now
thus
a
close,
wizard.
not cutting it.
Thilotilo has caught up in terms of the experience gap and is only trailing by 211 experience.
Ooh,
Able to
Axe
take out an armored
Knights.
knight.
Axe Knights down here on the bottom floors. Sadly, the defense power of 93, one short of defense breaking the Axe Knight. As you can see, it plants a 17 right in the JJ's face. And here we go. Here's the treasury coming up if he can get away from this stone man. And this wizard. Although he might... No, he's just going to run.
At this point, why gamble?
Yeah. And, ooh, first
Eldritch
chest
sword, bottom right.
And not even going to check... Okay, he's going back. Death necklace in the middle. Fighter's ring. In the bottom middle.
Looks to be as far as we'll see. So those who guessed, looks like that is... to write down just the part of the name here, so I want to give the full credit to... the chat to scroll through here. It's greatly appreciated, though, all of your contributions here in this race. Ollie Renfield. It's incorrectly here. Statistics. Wow, no. Everything is pretty much good to go except for the hit points, and even that is just on the borderline of orange. So this is going to be pretty dicey here, and we will see what the mini boss is before the Dragon Lord, and it is an Axe Knight.
Yeah, he's just going to swipe that down. Putting a 41 on it. Yeah, this is going to be a 2-shot. Just like that. The last line of defense for the Dragon Lord is gone.
Last herb here.
Talking to the Dragon Lord. And is declared a full, and here we go. Getting a lucky stop spell to begin with. 2 stop spells. He's going into Dragon Lord 2 with full health.
Here we go. An attack range of 10 to 21 per swipe, and a good start at 19.
But right away, you see that 96 health. You have to fear the max damage roll Dragon Lord breath.
And all high rolls so far. 19, 19, and 21. $17 as well. This is some great rolling on JJ Schmidt's part.
Yeah, and Dragon Lord being attack happy, sometimes you'd be fearing those attacks, but not with this defense power. As NESCard has just picked up the Erdrick sword, doesn't even bother to check anymore.
Already up to 125. Some of the rolls starting to come back down to earth a little bit, but still above average. And with 5 Healmores to go, there's a 12 that's going to bring it up to 150. So the next attack could be the last one here.
Meanwhile, on the bottom, Thilotilo has just hit 16, and BeeTeas has just picked up Erdrick's sword, but is going to have to take a death here as he has no MP.
Hit for 11 is up to 161, and the last hit for 15 is going to do it. And JJSchmidt is going to move to 4-0 and is qualified for a bye. Will receive a bye into the second round of the bracket stage.
Yeah, get out your GGs.
NESCard is starting to fight the Dragon Lord. Get out your GGs for JJSchmidt, who is going to finish with an official SRL time of 90 minutes and 41 seconds.
And there's a death for BeeTeas, who has also hit level 16, so he will likely be on the way to fight Dragon Lord himself. NESCard trying to get into the second phase of the Dragon Lord with as much health as possible using these herbs. Gets a stop spell, spends his last herb, gets another stop spell. He's going into Dragon Lord with full health. Had to spend a little bit of MP, but with the amount of damage he's dealing, this shouldn't be a problem. Not getting the luck that JJ had on his rolls, though.
Maybe they're just backloaded as opposed to the front-loaded attacks that JJSchmidt had. Taking 11 attacks for JJ to take out.
Yeah, that can be the thing about these seeds where your health is the gatekeeper. As soon as you get there, the Dragon Lord tends to be pretty free as welcome JJSchmidt and enjoy your bye for the bracket stages.
Holy expletives. I can't believe that turned into a real dive.
Yeah, I mean, you were just doing a great job of preserving the magic points and happened to get down to the bottom, and then you saw the chest. I guess you were so giddy about Erdrick's sword, you went, wait a minute, I still need to get the fighter's ring. So did that, and that actually helped get you another... It just expanded the range a little bit to go from 10 to 20 to 10 to 21 instead. And early on, those high rolls, I mean, that certainly helped matters as well. I mean, seeing 19, 19, 21. I mean, it wasn't until your 7th attack that you'd gotten something below average.
And I only had that 148. That's huge.
Yeah, and while you were talking about that, NESCardinality has finished in second with a time of 1:33.46. 3 minutes behind JJSchmidt.
Yeah, so if I didn't completely luck out on that dive, I figured as much.
Extremely, extremely close. And yeah, if that dive was not successful, then yes, Card would have taken it.
It was the top 2 floors were murder, and so once I got through that, I was like, well, maybe I should just try, because odds are this is just going to be a bigger pain later. I'm already down here. I get to the bottom floor, and there's Axe Knights and Wizards, and didn't seem like, you know, I couldn't do it. I mean, the stats looked good as long as I didn't get bad rolls, and I got super lucky on DL1, super lucky on, you know, not getting slept wrecked by that stone man. I don't know, man. I'm just shocked. I was not planning on finishing right there, and it just like came together out of nowhere.
So yeah, something Chad pointed out. How'd you feel back at level 8 when you managed to take down that metal slime to hit level 9 and saw both heal more and hurt more?
I was worried that other racers had more patience than I did on those levels 6 and 7, and we're already there cruising.
Yeah, I can tell you statistically that you were actually the first to get to level 9. Card didn't get there until about 5 minutes after you did. And in the other race, Thilotilo got to it about 2.5 minutes after you, and it was more than 10 minutes afterward for BeeTeas to get to level 9.
Yeah, I had a long talk with Up2NG in his chat last night, watching him grind wolves for like half an hour about being patient, and that's how he went. And I don't know. I thought that might cost me because I tried to explore a little too early, and then saw you got everything on the next level. So, but the metal slime, I'm thinking, yeah, that can jolt you right ahead.
Yeah, it turned out to jolt you right ahead as you managed to turn that hurt more into enough of an experience lead to get the win here. So congratulations on your 4-0, and that gets you a bye in the bracket stages. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I guess that's good. I'm still not really calmed down yet, I guess.
In a little bit, I would imagine.
Yeah, the dog's a little scared right now, we'll put it that way.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I don't know. The other thing that I felt might have been a difference maker, I don't know if anybody else did it, but just looking and going ahead and getting Gwaylin early, because that map looked horrendous, and I'm all for counting whenever it's possible, but I would not have wanted to try to count that. And then seeing the coordinates at 103, I was like, yeah, at least I didn't waste any time.
That was a gamble that worked in your favor, absolutely.
Oh.
I can see where you're coming from with only one real direction out of the start. Any other way it would have been a bit ugly, so yeah, I can see where you're coming from there.
Yeah, going up against NESCardinality, it's time to roll the dice whenever I saw an opportunity to.
Speaking of NESCardinality, welcome to the post-game commentary.
We having Discord issues?
I don't know. Thilotilo gaining a level, getting 1515. The most important 1 health you will ever get, evidently. And electing to keep grinding.
A little bit of breathing room.
It's a tough call. I don't know. I had kind of thought before this seed even, so it's kind of ironic that it's how it ended, but I just heard commentary from time to time kind of putting a premium on you need to have at least 97. And if you have extra heal mores and decent strength, you can afford to double heal more from time to time. Obviously, it could have went a lot worse than it did, but I think I ended with, I don't know, you guys probably know better than me, but at least maybe 2 more heal mores, maybe 3 more.
Yeah, at 96 health, you're only really fearing the max damage DL2 breath, as NESCardinality has evidently fixed his Discord issues and is here with us now. Oh, how's that seed?
Oh, it was a great seed, except for right around when we learned Hurt More, and I couldn't progress anywhere. I must have spent 20 minutes just basically standing still. There was nothing I could kill. There were red dragons everywhere. Blue dragons were stopping me, demon knights, even rogue scorpions right before I got Hurt More. And that was the whole race. Everything else was flawless. I played great. I was just stopped for 20 minutes by enemies.
Yeah, there was plenty of nasty stuff to go around. Plenty of DL2 breath. Plenty of healing before you had that Hurt More. Just not fun.
And you're gonna see too, but if any one of maybe like 20 different things that could have went wrong on my sword dive went wrong, you'd have easily won this one.
I look forward to watching it. I mean, yeah, other than that section, I'm really happy with everything. I'm curious how much of the other continent people explored, because I found all the stuff nearby, and then I did some exploration on the mainland, and before I knew it, I'd found everything, and it was like right within the visible radius, except for Breckenary. I never found that, but I'm really curious how far everyone went on the other continent.
I went east on the second continent when I first got there, I think at like level 6, before I was doing like a 1 hit point dash to get some mapping done while I just tried to kill myself, and wound up getting away from everything but going in the complete wrong direction and finding nothing for about, over half, like a quarter of the map.
I guess I should take a look where the other two are right now. I'm kind of curious.
They're both making Sharlock dives right now. They're up on the top floors of Murder.
You went down with 96 HP, right, JJ?
Yeah, I don't know that I planned on it, but I wanted the sword at that point, and it just all came together.
Are you saying you dove for the sword like 1 level earlier than you got the level and you just went straight to the Dragon Lord?
Yeah, I got the level, I think, like, walking from Cole to Charlock, and then was like, yeah, this might be close enough. I'll get the sword, see what it's like down there, and see what happens.
Okay, so, yeah, basically we dove at the same time.
Yeah, he was ahead of you a bit, and it turned out to be just enough to give him the win.
It was a great combination of talent and a little bit of luck, and that's pretty much what makes Randomizer as great as it is sometimes skill certainly is in there, but every once in a while you gotta get a little RNG advantage as well, and it certainly could have gone either way. It is no discredit to either of your individuals' talents. I mean, there's a reason that you both were undefeated heading into this race, and
oh no, BeeTeas slept and wrecked by the Stone Man.
Did you say the Stone Man had something other than sleep?
It just had sleep.
It punched very hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Stone Man. It tends to punch pretty hard.
Did you wind up getting a shield, Ness?
Oh yeah, I got the silver shield. I mean, gold grinding was really easy. There were tons of options, and I combed every cave for the sword just in case. So, yeah, it was easy to set up a gold grind, and there were plenty of excuses to go east, like for Erdrick's armor, stuff like that. So I got it fairly, once I got through that 20 minutes of just sitting still, everything was in full blast go mode, and part of that was the silver shield.
Yeah, everybody having the silver shield except BeeTeas, as Thilotilo manages to pick up Erdrick's sword and the ring and is about to go fight the Dragon Lord. Meanwhile, BeeTeas has to take the long walk back. Just not having the agility to get away from that Stone Man. Maybe the end of his race here.
I have a question from our restreamer Ouijui for JJ, noting that 4 steps away from Erdrick's armor, you had run from a blue dragon instead of heel-mooring first, asking, why do you scare us so?
Well, I don't know that I came across a blue dragon that did anything but Dragon Lord 2 breath. So it was like, I'll either get away or I guess I'll make this walk a second time. But yeah, that was a clenching moment. I think at the time I might have had max of, 81 or something. So even if I didn't get a full, I don't remember the numbers, but I remember thinking, well, I got to just try to run. I don't think Healmore was an option for me without the armor.
Yeah, and Thilotilo almost getting slept and wrecked. Having to spend a few Healmores, but he's going to have plenty of attack power, so even with 11 Healmores, it should be enough.
What level? I haven't turned it on yet. What level's he at?
They're both at 17, but 17 was only 1515.
I see.
Which, hey, it's enough to get you a 97, give you that extra layer of security.
Going in with an attack power of 143 and just 11 Healmores. Using a couple of verbs is down to 1, and the Dragon Lord's starting to spam Hurtmore.
Gets the stop spell, but doesn't have enough damage, so he's going to take a 15 here. He'll start the fight at 82 health. Ooh, and Dragon Lord puts a big swing into him. He only gets 1 attack on the first round.
It was a max roll of 21, so there is something good out of that.
Yeah, if he can keep getting big rolls like this, he should have plenty of heal mooring.
Chat having a little fun asking about the possibility of agreeing to rule half the world.
Oh, here's a scary health total, but he gets a good heal more roll and will recover enough to prevent having to double heal more. Meanwhile, BeeTeas is about to get to the bottom floor. He's already picked up Erdrick's sword, so he's just having to walk straight to the Dragon Lord. As Thilotilo's down to 4 heal mores, putting another max roll into him. And another big hit.
One heal more left. Meanwhile, BT's on that 7th baseman, and Thilotilo is going to take it.
Congratulations to him. He is going to qualify for the brackets round as he finishes in an official SRL time of 1:49.01.
GG to Tilo. I'll clear out for these guys, but if Ness is still around, don't take it the wrong way, but I hope not to see you again this tournament.
I believe Card has left the interview room here, but I believe going back to, I was going to say, a little bit of a bittersweet evening as just not too long, maybe about a half hour before starting the race here, celebrating 1,000 subs. on his Twitch channel.
Fantastic.
Still coming away with that victory here, and still definitely in the mix here, and can certainly qualify for a bye next week, battling one of the other 3-1 runners. Those ideally will be joining us shortly in Thilotilo, who will now also be among the qualifiers here. I believe the 6th overall to qualify for the bracket stage.
Ooh, BT's actually catching a little break. Didn't quite heal more all the way back up, but the Dragon Lord Breath only rolled a 46, allowing him to safely attack. It's a bit of a risk whenever you get so low on health. Your Healmore may low roll as low as 85 health, so when you fall into single digits, if Healmore decides to low roll at that moment, you could be at risk of taking a big breath and having to heal more twice, which doesn't help your chances at all.
Certainly does have its share of challenges, as
but BT's manages to take down the Dragon Lord. He'll return. And Jake Hopper, no, everyone had plenty of strength to take down the Dragon Lord first try, as BT's finishes an official SRL time of 1:51.29, commenting absolute pants. And Tilo's in chat with us. Hello, Tilo. How is that seed? How is all that Dragon Lord breath?
Oh, it was... I don't know. It's just kind of an average seed for me. It just felt like it just got to a slow start. Just the monsters weren't spread out the way one might hope. Especially when you get an early Hurtmore, you think, oh, now I'm going to go explore and throw Hurtmores out there, and all of a sudden you got red dragons everywhere, which you can't really do anything with in terrible HP. Can't do anything with blue dragons, with Dragon Lord 2 Breath, Axonite Dragon Lord 2 Breath, and when you don't have enough hit points to survive that, it just... I didn't see a lot of those mid-range enemies, the Wolf Lords, the, Spectres. I found a few, but the Droll Magi, the Magiwyverns, anything in that little range that's just the great Hurtmore range. Even Axonites didn't see until the bottom of Sharlock, and so it just made it hard to do what I like to do, just the grind, or just the grind as you explore, and I think that probably put me behind, because I feel like I tried to do too much exploration early on, hoping I could do that, and probably fell behind a little bit on XP in the process that I was trying to catch up on at the end.
we also have BTs here in chat. Valiant effort, and GG to you, well, to both of you, for a great quad match here, 2 different one-on-ones. And yes, to follow up on Tilo's point, as I'm looking here at the stats, there were 7 different enemies that had Dragon Lord 2 Breath, and a lot of them were those mid-game enemies that you were mentioning. As I'm looking here, I see that a Wolf, a Wraith, a Spectre, and a Droll Magi. Droll Magi especially having the wombo combo of the Sleep and Dragon Lord 2 Breath. And then in the upper level, you had the Golems, the Blue Dragons, and Armored Knights with the Dragon Lord Breath, just making things rather tumultuous for, well, everybody here this evening.
See, that's even more perplexing to me, because I never saw a Wolf, a Wraith, or a Droll Magi, I don't think. So I didn't even see most of that DL2 Breath, but those are the monsters I wanted to have Hurtmore for.
I think the only one who I recalled seeing and getting slept and wrecked by a Droll Magi was Card.
I got ambush Dragon Lord Breath by that Droll Magi, and then I wrote him down. But I never saw a Golem at all.
They seem to be hiding this seed for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think that was... we have spoilers for enemy abilities. I think Golems also had Dragon Lord 2 Breath. So...
Did. Definitely, definitely a little bit of a problem, but thankfully their presence not being felt. But had it been, then it could have certainly shaken things up a little bit. What were both of your thoughts going through the going through Sharlock and thinking, all right, I know I've got to get to the sword, and all of a sudden you just see nothing but armored knights and red dragons just pretty much sprayed all over the first floor of Sharlock.
I'm really confused why my run percentage in Sharlock against red dragons was lower than it was in the field.
That I'm not too sure of as far as the calculations. I mean, I know that run percentage, there's some sort of fancy numbers to it, and I can leave that to somebody else who has a little bit more of a handle on it. I know that in the chaos form that there was a different calculation, but that's because all the enemy statistics are randomized. But here in the traditional randomizer, that I'm not too sure of.
I got a lot of false positives trying to run from the red dragons early in the game because they were everywhere. And I was like, well, I'm just going to try and run, and it would let me. And then it came time to dive for the sword, and for 35 minutes, I got nothing done. And I just wanted to run from a red dragon and armored knight with 81 agility, and it wouldn't let me.
I was wondering if because I ran from more red dragons before like level 10 than I've ever run from probably the rest of my runs combined. I couldn't believe how easily I was running from those red dragons. So
exactly.
I'm really surprised to find out. I thought, oh man, maybe I'm getting some incredible RNG here because this can't be happening to anybody else.
Dragonlord must have been keeping all the good ones in his base. Gotta have that elite guard, clearly.
You gotta pay rent or you gotta leave Sharlock.
True that. Okay, something I wanted to ask Thilotilo. I believe it was you that did this. You found the Staff of Rain Cave and then immediately didn't trade in the Silver Harp. I think that was you. What happened there?
What happened there is honestly that I forgot that I had the Silver Harp, and then I was wandering elsewhere in the map and wandering off a little later, and I went, wait a second, I saw the Staff of... I have... Oh, man! So it was just kind of hit me like a wave that I wasted that time that I could have turned it in immediately and didn't. Just totally escaped my mind.
What was interesting about it was you had gone into the Staff of Rain Cave, stood there for a second, left it, and then moved a couple of steps away, doubled back into the cave again, and we thought, oh, okay, he must have just realized, but then went and left the cave again, and there was a little bit of perplexion on our part, and we thought that, well, maybe because he had acquired the harp not even 2 minutes into the seed, that it was just one of those out of sight, out of mind kind of things.
Yeah, so the sequence here was I walked in there, saw it was the Staff of Rain Cave, so I made a note on my map, Staff of Rain Cave. Then I moved a couple of steps to the left, saw this little area, the border of this little area ended, and then I moved back right and accidentally missed input and walked back into the cave accidentally the second time, and then left. So that's what you saw there.
Oh, okay, it was a missed input. We thought it was the recollection of, oh yeah, I've got this harp, let me go back. Wait, no, he's leaving. Huh?
I can imagine the confusion.
But then when you went back, maybe about 20 minutes later or so, it was like, okay, now he's now he's back in line here.
Yeah, after the fact, I was like really surprised that I suddenly remembered while I was wandering and went, oh man. But then at the same time, I go, well, yeah, but that's like right beside the jerk, so it's really not a significant loss to have missed that.
Alrighty, well, any other closing thoughts here as we're kind of wrapping the evening up here?
No, I'm just happy to be at 3 wins. I mean, my aim coming into this tournament was to make the brackets, and so coming away with 3 wins, especially against an opponent as good as BeeTeas, an opponent as good as BT is just really, really makes me. I'm very, very happy. So, and just my other thoughts are just thanks to everybody who put on the show, Ouija Melee Wizard, and you guys for commentating. I know we kind of had to jump in for the restream at the last moment, so just much appreciated the work you guys are doing.
Certainly, and it's great to be able to help put this together for everybody, whether it be in a commentary role or a tracking. Melee Wizard and CyberDark86. It is no easy task to look at 4 screens and try to get everything going here in every capacity, pretty much. But congratulations! You are now the 6th competitor to qualify for the bracket stage, and there will be many more as the next few days go along here, and a lot of the battles of 2 and 1 runners. So that bracket will definitely start to fill up here. And taking a look, we've got quite a bit more coming your way tomorrow here among the Randomania networks, including at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a Super Mario Land 2 Randomizer League race, Beast Frisian and Oh Dear. That's at 4 o'clock Eastern. And then it looks like we have 5 Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament matches coming your way among the Randomania networks. Make sure to stay tuned to see where things are going to be set up. But at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, you'll see the Alan Heffley taking on Eternal Newbie, as well as Azrael Ravenheart against High Spirits. Those are both going to be fantastic matchups. As well as in the 9 o'clock time frame, you have Up to NG taking on McGrew, the Frankenstein here of Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Also at 10 p.m., you have Z-Man against Ryusation. Z-Man seems to be continuing the Good Friends, Better Enemies tour here along the way the randomizer has worked. And then at 11:30 p.m., the nightcap, you have Bent Glass Tube against Captain Green 7. So a lot of great matchups coming your way, and plenty more here as the rest of the week continues. I'm sorry, Smash, you go right ahead here. I tend to get a little long-winded sometimes.
Yeah, plenty at stake tomorrow. We've got a couple of matches going to determine more people getting into the brackets. And the final match is actually going to be one of our elimination matches. Bent Glass Tube and Captain Green 7 both at 0 and 3. Whoever loses that is officially not going to make it any further than the Swiss round. So plenty at stake tomorrow and all throughout this week as we're getting into the nitty-gritty here in this tournament.
Tickets are starting to be punched, and unfortunately some some are going to have to be on the outside looking in, but that's what makes it very exciting, in that there are a few different possibilities. And interestingly enough, that matchup tomorrow between Up to NG and McGrew, that is one of the 2 crossovers, as you have Up to NG, one of the 5 undefeateds that were 3-0 heading into this week, against McGrew, who was 2-1. So you could have a potential evening out in a sense, as both could be 3-1, or McGrew could be sent into the middle of the pack, and Up to NG could join JJSchmidt among the undefeateds at 4-0, and those having a first round bye. So that's just a few of the matchups coming up here. Make sure to give all 4 of our runners a follow: JJSchmidt77, NESCardinality, Thilotilo, and BeeTeas, if you haven't already. And also behind the scenes, huge props to WeeGeeWee, as well as CyberDark86 and Melee Wizard for doing the restreaming and tracking respectively. And Smashy, it's been a heck of a night. What can I say?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, until tomorrow, where we have more action coming your way, for Smashy and everybody else behind the scenes, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying until next time, may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. So long, everyone.